All right, everybody, good afternoon. We've got some, I'm not really going to call it breaking news at this point because this is a couple hours old now. I know I'm a little bit behind. I know that I'm a little bit late, and most people have probably already at least heard about this. But yeah, we'll definitely want to talk about this one because this is pretty impactful. And I'm not going to say it's going to cost us games or anything, or it's going to be some big negative factor, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's a reason why the players that play for the Seahawks team play for the Seahawks team. We feel like they're the best players that we have. So, in all likelihood, there is going to be some negative effect. So, let's just cut to the chase here. Per Ian Rappaport on X, Seahawks linebacker, really edge rusher, Derick Hall has been suspended without pay for one game for an act of unnecessary roughness and unsportsmanlike conduct during Thursday's game against the LA Rams. So, no Derick Hall for this Carolina Panthers game. Before we go any further into this video, I want to tell you guys a little bit about my friends over at Sleeper. If you're not using the Sleeper app for daily fantasy football, you are missing out. Get over there. Check out the left side of your screen right now. I've got the app up. Look at all this great stuff you can get up to. Look at all the over-unders you can pick on. I've got an entry for this week. Let's take a look. I got Mike Evans over 60 yards. You know they're going to be throwing him the ball a lot. I got Keenan Allen over 36 yards. You know that he's going to want to try to cash in a little bit here against a weak Dallas defense. Jamar Chase with the anytime touchdown on Miami, and J.J. McCarthy under 189 passing yards. So get on over to Sleeper. You can put together a ticket just like this. Use the promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions do apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Check it out. Put together your own ticket and have some fun with sports. Back to the video. So, obviously, there's more stuff that's going to happen in the next couple of days here, and we do have a few extra days before our next game for things to play out. But as of right now, Derick Hall will not be available for the game against the Carolina Panthers. Now, I'll be perfectly honest. Watching that game last night, I did not notice Derick Hall do anything warranting even a flag, much less a suspension. So I was very confused. And my next thought was, well, he's almost certainly going to appeal this. And I think generally speaking, players win their appeal quite often when the initial punishment is as severe as a suspension. So I was like, okay, this is probably going to be nothing. We're just going to have to keep our ear to the ground here for a few days and see what's up. And then I actually found out what happened, and it's not. It's certainly not good. Schefter posted this a little bit ago. The play, a little video clip of the play that resulted in a one-game suspension for Derick Hall. By the way, he has already appealed it, so we'll see. I'm not saying he definitely won't win it on appeal. You never know what those guys are going to do. Sometimes I feel like it's unpredictable who wins on appeal and who doesn't, who gets punished and who doesn't. But what I can say is that Derick Hall is being suspended for now because of his involvement in the play where Kevin Dotson got hurt. And I'm not going to play the clip here on this video. So go to Adam Schefter's X account and watch the video there if you want to. But it doesn't look great. It just doesn't. This was the play where Dotson got hurt. By the way, Dotson might miss the rest of the season. He's in a cast or something, or a walking boot. It looks like he's going to miss time. So not only does the play not look very good, with Derick Hall looking like he might have at least stepped on his leg intentionally and then put all of his weight on Dotson's leg. It's not, I will grant you that it's not ironclad, but it does look like it could have been at least to some extent intentional, where maybe it was more of a heat of the moment thing where he was particularly annoyed by something and he just did something that 5 seconds later he would have immediately regretted, but in that moment felt appropriate. I think we have all been there before, although we usually don't step on people's legs. Usually we just chuck our phone at the wall, I think. So I'm not saying he definitely meant to injure Kevin Dotson, but it doesn't look very good and it doesn't reflect very well on Derick Hall. And it's Kevin Dotson. Like, what did Kevin Dotson ever do to anybody? I forgot that guy was even on the Rams for most of the last couple of years. He's a good player, but like what are we doing here? What did Kevin Dotson ever do to anybody except make a lot of money in this league? So yeah, my gut based on the video clip, and again, if you want to see it, it's all over X. Go check it out on Schefter's account. Is that this is probably going to hold, and I can't really fault the league for suspending him because again, it looks pretty bad. And if Jared Verse had done that to Abe Lucas, I'd be pretty upset. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Derick Hall has a right to an appeal no matter what he did. And if he wins the appeal, then he has a right to bear the fruits of that one appeal. But I don't feel like he will. And I cannot say that this reflected terribly well on him. It did. Maybe you could finagle it in a way where it was accidental, but I don't know. The good news is we got Carolina coming up here. Obviously, a game we really need to win. But I don't think Derick Hall is going to make the difference here. I don't think Derick Hall is going to be the tipping point between winning and losing. We should be able to win that game anyway, and if we can't, then that's not really a strong statement about where this team is going into the postseason. So having Derick Hall for the Niners game is probably more important. Having Derick Hall for the playoffs is certainly more important. So, if we got to miss Hall for one game, I can deal. So speaking of players that we may be missing for one or some games, real quickly, I want to do an injury update. Jeremy Fowler posted this. So we got good news here on Riq Woolen. According to Jeremy Fowler, Riq Woolen's knee injury is not considered serious. He got banged up, but there's no sense that it's a severe thing. Maybe he misses a game. But remember, it's a long week because we have just had the Thursday night game. So it is possible that Riq Woolen misses no time at all, and he's just ready to go against Carolina. And we basically escaped from what looked like a very scary situation last night with minimal damage. Now, not so great news on Kobe Bryant. According to initial tests, he is expected to miss some time, according to Fowler. Now, we don't know how much. We do know that McDonald did say last night that it didn't look like it was season ending, which is obviously what we really care about. We can survive a little bit without Kobe Bryant. We've got Ty Okada, who has played pretty well in the opportunities he's been given with the Julian Love injury, so we can live. And remember, safeties in McDonald's defense are pretty ubiquitous, so I am not particularly concerned about Okada playing out of position because there isn't a radical difference in safety play here from strong to free. But it is unfortunate because Kobe Bryant was having a really good year, probably going to be a Pro Bowler, and I don't doubt for a second that he is better than Ty Okada. All right, so not all good news, but honestly, if you read between the lines last night, it was very clear that Kobe Bryant was going to miss some time. So it's not surprising, and I'm not terribly upset about it because that's just the nature of football. Players get hurt. Okay, so that's it. Those are the updates. Main news is, of course, Derick Hall probably missing this next game. Not the end of the world, but you certainly would rather have your guys than not have your guys. Whatever little you think of Derick Hall, and I know some people are not enamored with him, I'm sure he's better than guys like Mike Morris and Jared Ivey. All right, more videos later. Go Hawks. Everybody have a great rest of your day.